Hey everyone, this is Chris Keys for Premier Guitar. I'm at the Ren Ferguson booth at the 2020 NAMM show. How you doing, Ren?
Excellent. Wonderful show.
Thanks for doing this for you. If there's not a lot of acoustic guitar companies that you haven't worked for or contributed to their legacy, but here we're here to talk about what you're doing at your own shop up in Montana. So tell me about what we heard on the intro here. What instrument did you build here?
Early slope shoulder, we call it, and very similar to what Gibson would have called a J45 or Martin and S model. This happens to be a snakewood bound bird's eye maple, curly maple neck with a red spruce top, ebony fretboard and bridge, top of the line stuff in every respect, I guess. I mean, I have an incredible collection of wood. I have a better collection of kids, and I get to work with a couple of them. And
Favorites, of course.
actually, they're the ones that the ones that live in New York and Florida. You know, they're in here in California. No, we have kind of developed our business as sort of a legacy instrument building business, where we're trying to take all of the great guitars of history and maybe shine them up a bit. All the things that I've learned by repair over my lifetime and the opportunity I've had working with all the different manufacturers have given me opportunity to kind of test and try different ideas that I've had and pick out the ones that are tried and true, that, you know, we can predict a guitar. Our choice is to build for guitar players that don't call up and say, well, I want a Dreadnought guitar. You know, well, how do you play? What do you play? What's your music style? And then have you got a favorite material or a favorite artist? And let's find out what would fit you when we deliver it, because we don't want to give a guitar to somebody that's not going to be the one they pick up and play so much that they become a better guitar player. I mean,
You're trying to find something that inspires them and, you know, continues the music that they've been creating and hopefully create new music with the instruments you're giving them.
exactly, you know.
Now, what is your shop? I asked you like what kind of models you had, and you said we don't really have standard models. You really are a la carte when it comes to what you guys provide. Can you talk to me? You alluded to a little bit of the process, but what is a typical customer interaction? What's it expected when they call up to the Ferguson shop?
We had a guy call us this last year, and we had a guitar in the magazine, and they saw the article about the fly fishing guitar, and the guy called up and just ordered and bought it as a gift. So that's one extreme. And the other thing is somebody who has usually spent a long time collecting instruments, trying to find one that fits them perfect. We talk about their playing style, who's their favorite artist, what's the music that they like, and then I offer them my suggestion of what would produce a tonality that would work with the style of music that they're playing. And then we will shift the wood and kind of try and direct them into trying what we suggest, rather than saying, oh, I got to have a Brazilian Dreadnought, you know. Well, sure, everybody wants one of those, but what would make you not put it down, you know? And we've got such an incredible collection of materials that, you know, we can pretty much go in any direction for a playing style, whether it's finger style or a flat picker or just a rhythm guitar player.
Now, how have you sourced and continue to source those types of woods now in the days where it's a little harder to get that stuff? Are you just working off a stockpile, or do you still have a pretty constant connection to some of these rarer woods and how to get them?
I have the best connections in the world, just from years of doing it, and I have a huge collection of materials myself. It's really almost embarrassing. We had a guy come and like our stuff so much that he said, I've got a bunch of wood I'd like you to look at. We went over and looked at it. It's probably the best collection of maples that I've seen in a long time. And I said, geez, I don't know if I could afford to buy this. And he said, well, that's okay. We want to gift it to you. And so, I mean, that's wood comes that way, or I order sets from Europe or from individuals, you know. I mean, we buy supplies from all the vendors as we need them.
Now, you had mentioned that you had worked so many different years at different locations and companies, and you're building off the legacy that they may have started, but what are some of your favorite models over the history, whether it's a Martin D45 or J45? What are some of your favorite models that you're trying to build upon and, you know, make them even better?
For myself, I like mahogany.
Why is that?
It's just got a splashy rhythm sound. I don't play very much anymore. My hands are crippling up a little bit. But I just like the sound of mahogany. And I like a slope-shouldered guitar in both long and short scale. I mean, they really, really project. They're a happy sound to me. You know, they're very comfortable, excited, and you can drive them in almost any direction. You want to play blues, it's right there. If you want to do fingerstyle, it's what you need. If you're a bluegrass player, I mean, my favorite guitar probably is a pre-war D18. You know, I mean, I like nice wide grain on the top when I can get a piece of red spruce that way. And I love building small guitars. I don't own any myself, but I mean, I love building parlors and smaller guitars. I've spent my early career repairing all those guitars that were available back in the late 60s and stuff. So I kind of feel connected to the smaller instruments that I can make project really well.
Another question before we get out of here, Ren. How are you mixing new and old technology? Obviously, CNC's been out there for a while, but how are you still keeping kind of your foot in the old traditions of making acoustic instruments and also incorporating and I'm sure using technology to your benefit?
I can't hardly use my phone, so technology is not part of our business. Everything's hand done. All of our inlay, my son cuts now. I used to do it all, but he's better than I. This is all done by hand, and I mean, all the binding and everything we do ourselves. We, outsource making the marquetry, but everything else we do literally by hand. And we bend with heat and pipes and bending irons, and we make our own molds. We just do everything ourselves. And I thought that was important because at some point I'm either not going to be able to participate or not want to anymore. And I need them to know how to select the wood and do every process that's going to put the guitar in the hands of the next guy to be correct.
And you're passing along the tradition of making acoustic instruments that can be a thing that your family can enjoy, for years to come.
Yeah, absolutely. I would love to have a CNC. I don't have room for one, but I don't have the need of it because our guitars are, we're usually about 8 to 9, maybe 12 months out on a build, and we're building them one at a time. And so, gearing up to do the same thing over and over accurately, I still use a draw knife to cut my necks, and I make paper templates to fit the guy who brings a guitar and says, well, this is the guitar that I love playing, so I can duplicate that and I don't have to commit it to a program. I love CNC work. I mean, it's great if you're interested in mass producing a given pattern. We're not there yet.
Well, I think it's all for the better considering how much love and work you guys put into these instruments. If people want to get in touch with you or someone at the shop, how they do that? What's the website to get out to you guys?
Ren Ferguson Co. at gmail.com.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Ren. You're a legend of this business, and we really appreciate your time. So thank you so much.
Oh, you're sure welcome. Thank you.
Thank you. Everyone stay tuned for more NAMM demos because we got more coming.